Belgium is shaken by the third metro shooting in 24 hours. One person is injured and two suspects are on the run. Public prosecutor believes that drug cartels are involved.
Police continue probe into Sweden's worst mass shooting amid mystery about the 35-year-old suspect.
French Prime Minister François Bayrou survived his third no-confidence vote in less than 1 month.
US top diplomat Marco Rubio walks back the Trump idea of a permanent relocation of Palestinians from Gaza.
Another shooting has shaken Brussels, with gunfire reported near Clemenceau station in Anderlecht early Thursday morning, injuring one person. This comes just 24 hours after a similar incident at the same station, where armed youths fired at passers-by. 3 incidents in total with the shooting in Saint-Just station. Brussels' new public prosecutor, Julien Moisil, has vowed a zero-tolerance approach to drug trafficking and increased police crackdowns. Talking to the Belgian public broadcaster, Moisil said they have 2 suspects who are believed to be on the run at the moment, but also admitted that they don't know who they're actually dealing with. However, when asked by the journalist if these events are linked to drug trafficking, he replied with certainty, pointing out the location of the shootings. Moisil believes these are reprisals to conquer certain territories.
Swedish police say they were still investigating the motive behind the country's deadliest mass shooting that claimed 11 lives on Tuesday. According to local media, the shooting at an education center in Örebro was carried out by a 35-year-old man who had been unemployed for a decade. Footage showed students hiding in a classroom as the mass shooting unfolded. Police said the suspect who died at the scene was not known to them prior to the event.
Han har vapenlicens för 4 vapen och samtliga de här 4 vapnen är beslagtagna. 3 av de vapnen fanns bredvid honom i samband med att polis säkrade honom där inne i byggnaden då. Våran bedömning och utifrån den förundersökning och det insamlingsarbetet som är gjort, det är ju att han har agerat ensam i det här dådet. Det är utifrån de uppgifterna vi har nu och det är det vi kan stå i just nu.
Meanwhile, Sweden's King Carl XVI Gustaf and his wife attended a church service on Wednesday in Örebro in commemoration of the victims. People lit candles at the site of the incident, which left at least 11 people dead, including the gunman, and at least 5 other persons seriously wounded. The school where the attack took place teaches adult dropouts seeking higher grades to access higher education or to complete their formal studies.
French Prime Minister François Bayrou survived 2 no-confidence votes on Wednesday evening and ensured the adoption of the country's long-overdue state budget plan. The vote came after Bayrou used a controversial constitutional tool to force the contentious budget plan through Parliament on Monday. The 2 no-confidence motions on Wednesday were tabled by the hard-left France Unbowed party, but did not garner enough votes to bring down the government. That's because the far right, as well as the Socialist Party, the official allies of the France Unbowed, decided to abstain from voting, provoking anger and an implied exclusion of the center-left party from the left-wing coalition.
C'est irresponsable, je trouve que ce n'est pas propre d'une gauche de gouvernement. Nous allons continuer en commun et je rappelle que ce sont plutôt les députés socialistes qui s'isolent par rapport au reste. Donc évidemment, on va se rassembler, on va se voir, on va proposer aussi des discussions à chaque parti membre du nouveau Front populaire qui aura voté la censure.
But the leader of the Socialists defended his party's decision.
Malheureusement, même si ce budget, je le considère comme un mauvais budget, eh bien, je souhaite que le monde associatif, que les entreprises, les collectivités locales puissent continuer à travailler, ceux qui ont besoin de la commande publique. Je vois qu'il y a des tas de gens qui attendent de savoir quelles sont les règles fiscales, sociales qui vont s'appliquer à eux et qui, dans l'attente, ne font plus rien, n'embauchent plus, n'investissent plus, ne font plus de projets. Ça n'est pas possible. On ne peut pas avoir un pays qui, pendant les 3 prochains mois, se demande encore quel est son gouvernement, quel est son budget.
Pour un temps bref et dans des conditions transparentes,
Although the unsuccessful no-confidence motions give Beirut's minority government some breathing room, the coming months will likely be turbulent. The Socialist Party announced on Wednesday they will be tabling a no-confidence vote on February 19th.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Wednesday walked back the Trump plan to permanently relocate Palestinians from Gaza after American allies rebuffed the suggestion. Trump on Tuesday, in a meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, said the U.S. could take ownership of Gaza.
And the only thing President Trump has done very generously, in my view, is offer the United States willingness to step in, clear the debris, clean the place up from all the destruction that's on the ground, clean it up of all these unexploded munitions. And in the meantime, the people living there will not be able, the people who call that home will not be able to live there while you have crews coming in and removing debris, while you have munitions being removed, etc. That's the offer that he's made.
This is the first good idea that I've heard. It's a remarkable idea. And I think it should be really pursued, examined, pursued, and done, because I think it will create a different future for everyone.
Meanwhile, UN agencies have also rebuked the proposal, saying any forcible transfer or deportation of Palestinians from Gaza would violate international law. On Wednesday, Palestinian envoy to the UN warned that Gaza was an integral part of the state of Palestine. Around 2.1 million Palestinians live in the Gaza Strip, where they've been forced into displacement several times since Israel's war on Hamas began in October 2023.
3 weeks into the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, over 500,000 Palestinians were finally able to return to their homes in northern Gaza. 22-year-old Mohammed, like many others, made the long journey north on foot with his family after 15 months of displacement. Despite limited access to internet and electricity, Euronews spoke to Mohammed about how his life has changed since he returned home just 1 week ago.
فلما اجينا بدنا ننزل نزلنا الساعة 7 الصبح. كان الطريق قدامنا يعني شبه صعبة جدا. فيش مية في الطريق، فيش أكل، فيش أي أنواع يعني طعام إن ناكلها على الطريق، وكانت الطريق صعبة جدا. قعدنا ما يقارب من وسط قطاع غزة لشمال قطاع غزة ما يقارب 5 ساعات مشيا على الأقدام، يعني ما أخذناش مواصلات ولا أي حاجة. كانت طريق صعبة جدا 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 علينا وإحنا جايين من الجنوب للشمال.
But once they arrived, the home that took Mohammed's family almost his whole life to obtain was in ruins.
صحيح أنا قاعد فيه. طبعا الدار اللي أنا فيها يعني من النص نصها رايح ونصها موجود. يعني بأي لحظة ممكن لا سمح الله، طبعا لا سمح الله، تقع العمارة فينا. يعني أنا قاعد ومخاطر على حالي وعلى أهلي وعلى أطفال أختي عشان بس يعني نقتوا من الشتاء والمطر.
Mohammed explains that his family was displaced 4 times since the start of the war, living in makeshift tents with little protection from the cold and rain. They returned home to have a roof over their heads, but now they fear it may collapse on them at any moment. Accessing food, water, and healthcare has become even more difficult since his return, despite the increase in humanitarian aid coming into Gaza.
يعني نروح على مناطق بعيدة عشان نجيب مية للشرب، مية يعني نستحمى فيها. وبعد اللي هو وقف إطلاق النار ازدادت الأمور أسوأ. يعني حاليا أنا بمشي ما يقارب كيلوات عشان أحصل مية للشرب، وهلقيت يعني فيش لا يعني مساعدات بتمرق عبر يعني منظمات إنسانية.
Although humanitarian organizations have increased their presence in the north, the complete absence of infrastructure means some areas remain impossible to reach. This has meant that thousands of people like Mohammed and his family still have little access to essential items. Despite the dire conditions, Mohammed, like many other Palestinians, said he has no intention of leaving his home.
Là, on est libre, on n'arrive pas à croire.
I lost my father, many of my friends in Syria. We will go back. Diversi paesi europei hanno sospeso l'esame delle procedure d'asilo dei siriani dopo la caduta del regime di Bashar al-Assad in Siria. Tra questi la Germania, l'Austria e la Svezia, i principali paesi d'accoglienza per i profughi siriani nell'Unione Europea.
L'Austria sta rivalutando lo status dei rifugiati siriani arrivati da meno di 5 anni e ha anche annunciato un programma di deportazioni.
I diritti di rifugiati e richiedenti asilo siriani sono a rischio oggi in un'Europa in cui l'estrema destra continua a crescere prospettando regole sempre più stringenti contro l'immigrazione. E l'Unione Europea può intervenire su come gli Stati membri gestiscono i rifugiati di guerra? Lo vediamo su European Stories.
Un'offensiva jihadista ha rovesciato il regime di Bashar al-Assad in Siria l'8 dicembre 2024. Il gruppo islamista ex-qaedista Hayat Tahrir al-Sham ha messo fine a 13 anni di guerra civile e a 24 di dittatura. L'HTS è considerato un gruppo terrorista da ONU e Unione Europea. La guerra civile siriana ha causato una delle più gravi crisi migratorie al mondo. Oltre la metà di una popolazione di 23 milioni di persone è stata costretta a fuggire. Più di 7 milioni restano sfollati in Siria. Quasi 5 milioni sono rifugiati nei paesi confinanti, in testa la Turchia. In Europa i rifugiati e i richiedenti asilo siriani sono oltre 1 milione. La maggior parte vive in Germania, Austria e Svezia. Da 12 anni la Siria è il primo paese di provenienza dei richiedenti asilo nell'Unione. Nel 2023 le domande di asilo sono aumentate del 17%. Oggi le restrizioni sulle procedure d'asilo mettono a rischio oltre 100.000 richieste.